New West in the building, yeah. New West is in the building, yeah. We about to make you bitches feel it. But fuck lame niggas and they feelings. Whoa, New West in the building. There go. New West in the building.
Yo, what's going on? Sick here again, coming at you from New West Entertainment to bring you episode number 3 of the SICcast. Can't thank you enough for tuning in again. Glad to see you here. I got some cool stories for you with an awesome dude, KOPE. Today, he's a guy that I actually don't know very well. We met at NewWestFest in 2021, and I was like DJing when by the time like we actually met. So we only really met on stage together and like performed the set, and then this is the first time since then that we actually got to sit down and talk. So it's really cool to get to know him, get to hear his story, get to hear like sort of like his arc and what brought him here today. And he's an awesome artist. He's got like really good like lyrical flows and like wordplay and things like that, but he's also like got roots in like melody, as you'll hear in the conversation today. So let's get to the episode.
I love house music, man. Like, I rap to house music all the time. Cool. So I'm like, on this drop, I just like,
I can see the stars from here.
it's like, it's not even a house.
It's picture perfect.
Roll. It's like, it's very.
I've never seen the sky so clear, but we're still learning. And baby, this life with you is like a roller coaster.
I love it. I don't even know.
And I'm still catching my breath, but I want you closer. Looking back, I can see all the places that I wanna be. I lose track of the years, they go like days when you're with me. Sometimes life gets hard and love it ain't easy, but I know it's just you and me, baby.
Seems like a deep cut too.
It's just you and me, baby.
I don't even know, man.
Oh, I know. It's just you and me, baby. It's just you and me. It's just you and me, baby. Oh, yeah. It's just you and me, baby.
Right? Switch up, keep going. It's a little more like bars.
Slow in. Man, there's so much room here for you.
It's perfect.
Oh, yeah. It's just you and me, baby.
Yeah.
It's got that like
It's-
vibey, like vaporwave.
Melody, right? It's totally like a house song. And then I only just realized today I've been bumping this every time I drop
You and me, baby. It's just you and me,
Everybody know I'm
baby.
home. And then I only realized today that it's like
It's just you and me, baby.
the kicks is like boom.
It's just you and me,
This house is
baby.
up
Oh, I know. It's just you and me.
It's not like no track is, but like it's much heavier. It still has
It's just you and me. It's just you and me, Oh, yeah. It's just you and me, baby.
And I like the rap that house music. It's not live shows.
Oh, yeah. It's just you and me, baby.
Play a house beat and start rapping to it. It swells.
Even if you
Yeah.
don't like your
Yeah.
grandma can hear a house music song. If she's in the
Oh, yeah.
consistent playing a house music song, your grandma's gonna start. It's just like
Especially this too, like the kind of soft house, but still kind of heavy type. They flipped it quite good.
yeah, I don't even know like anything else really like this. Like I wouldn't even like what's the genre?
I was thinking about that today. I went through the playlist that I started inspired by that song, and all the other songs are nothing like it. I just went on this whole other house music, like almost like a lo-fi house, just deep house type, but kind of soft and melodic. It's like, I ain't even like that. That song is one of a kind.
Yeah, no, that's sick. That's a really good song. And so it's this Tadashi. No, Hello Harry is the artist.
Yes.
And it's a Tadashi is the original sample. Or the,
Tadashi is the remix. He's the one who put, I think, the
okay.
And I mean the original. I don't know who Hello Harry is, but I did listen. This is it.
No, you know how like sometimes you put your shit on Spotify and it goes like on another artist's name that's like the same as yours.
Okay, yeah.
I feel like that's what's happening here because it seems like some 1930s
Totally clickbait.
like silent movie. Oh fuck. All right, well, I should probably do an intro. So
Alrighty.
yeah, welcome to NewWestTV podcast. We're out here doing some interviews with all the hottest artists we got coming to play for you this summer at August 6th. Specifically, you can come out and see my man KOPE here throwing down at the New West Fest 2022. So we're just going to kick it for a minute today. We're going to go over some songs and stuff. So how you feeling today?
Feeling good, man. Feeling a little tired after work, but I'm happy to be here. I'll make time for any time like this. Absolutely.
Okay, I do.
Looking forward to August 6th and rocking the show again. Last year was epic. I was just one of the last minute drop-ins. Managed to get my name on the poster right there. You can still catch it on my Instagram, the New West Instagram for sure. And yeah, this year's gonna be bigger and badder, and that's how we go.
Yeah. I'm going to pull up, probably a little unprofessional, but I got notes to start with. So first I'll be like, so can you give us like your introduction? Like
Absolutely.
what your rundown is, what you do, like why you're dope?
Yeah, absolutely. First off, for all of you who don't know me, my name is Colton. I go by KOPE, KOPE. I'm from Newfoundland, Canada. We started rapping with my buddies when I was 12 years old when I started laying verses, and we were all huddled around the little laptop playing the beat out through like our phone speaker up to the mic, all shuffling, trying to get the verse in on time, you know? So that's kind of where it started. And yeah, we kind of blew up. We started our label Valley Records in high school, and my boy Manzi shot a music video and ended up getting a whole lot of controversy with the school and the hockey team and CBC and all that shit, and it was crazy. So that was our chance, man. And then we kind of split up. Some of us went to school here and school there and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So then I went to college and started doing live shows, man, and kind of been focused on the live shows. Done a lot of live shows over the past about 5 years, and that's what I do. Came to Calgary. Calgary's awesome. They definitely have a great music scene. A lot of shows like you guys, and a lot of shows that I kind of just threw together myself with the random set list of whoever wanted to get on stage. Yeah. So been a lot of work, man. Been working a lot and haven't put all the time into my music as I would have liked to. So now's the time.
I feel you.
Just get going in the music. Happy to be in the studio here and just laying it down. Yeah. So looking forward to a lot of the music that everybody's got to hear, that I got to hear for myself, you know?
Yeah. Fuck, man. I thank you enough for coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me, man.
And
it's
like,
a pleasure.
So that's how we know each other, is just through live music, right? Because like I met you and like I DJ'd for you 10
on
minutes
stage.
after I met for you.
On stage,
Like,
you were
that's how we,
mid-set.
like,
And,
yeah.
That's how we met, man.
That's true, but you are like, I will say, like you definitely are like, you're like a lyricist. You know, I feel like you fancy yourself a bit of like a wordsmith. Like you seem to actually like you got bars, but I feel like you're very much a writer too. Like when I listen to your music and stuff like that, and like seeing the live performance is how I met you. But when I look into like the stuff that you release and you see on it, it seems like that's like a big piece of like what you put forward. And I think that's a big thing that hip hop's missing. There's a lot of people out there that really appreciate that. There's a lot of people that like love that type of music, but as far as like then what you get most of the time from hip hop is that. So I just want to say like that is the way. And so getting to meet you like on stage and like rapping too, and like came out like early in the day and fucking lay
Yeah.
down and fucking kill it, set the mood like right off the bat.
Nice,
Like
nice.
you slayed it. And so like I just want to say like that's how we know each other. So we don't really like nice to get to know you and like hear more about your story.
Absolutely.
Like, I didn't know you about your label and your roots back home, like making music. I've only seen the stuff that you've done here. So
Yeah, it was pretty crazy, man. The song that we're gonna be playing here in a bit, I released a little bit before the controversy under the same page, and yeah, we just all kind of blew up. I actually did a show. I think it was the same night or the same couple weeks that I did the New West Fest. I did the show at 9. A guy came up to me and he's like, yo, you're Cope, right? And I was like, yeah, man. He's like, I've been following you for years. And I'm like, I've only been in Calgary for 2 years, so you're full of shit, right? And totally didn't even believe him. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, back in Newfoundland, right? He's like, we seen your boy Manzi on CBC. It came all the way out to my high school, and he was like, I wanted to be a rapper for so long. And he's like, I seen all you guys rapping and stuff. He's like, I've watched all your songs, bro. He's like, that other song that you did, I love that song. So it was super cool, man, just to see the impact on the other side of the country, right? And for me to come here, meet somebody else as well from live music, right?
yeah.
And that I never would have met before if I didn't just, if any of us didn't just hop on the stage and rip it that night. So it's super cool, man. It's definitely a big part of my inspiration and my goals, and I guess kind of like what I see is possible, because it was like in the matter of 24 hours, we were fucking small town famous, you know. It was kind of weird. And at the age of 17, it was kind of inspiring, I guess you say, to look at it in a good way. So
That's
super
big
cool,
time
man.
for something like that to happen. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And not gonna lie, it was a little discouraging over the past 4 or 5 years where I kind of put music to the back burner, but also at the same time, it gave me a lot of time to just sit back and write. I haven't stopped writing. I've been writing for over 10 years, you know, more so now than ever. And so I appreciate that comment about me being more of a lyricist, because that's definitely where I strive in, you know.
It shows. It really shows. But the other thing is too, like some people can write, but you can actually perform it. You can actually spit these things, and that's like an impressive thing. It shows real artistry.
That's huge. I could always hop on a stage and rip a stage anytime. But if you ask me to spit a verse, if we're just like chilling in the car or if we're like in a public setting, I get all like, a little shy or whatever. Hop on the mic, man. I got booted off fucking ciphers back in the day with the boys because I just couldn't get my verse out. My first song, you can still find it on YouTube, Cope Wings. It was the Macklemore Wings remix. And honestly, man, my first time on a mic, it took me like 60 takes to get that fucking verse down.
That's how it goes.
You know? But I could always hop on a stage and rip it. So I just kind of geared my focus towards the live shows, had a bit of a, we'll say, partnership type thing with some DJs back home. And whenever they had a show, they'd give me the mic for a set. And
Sick.
first thing I did when I came here, man, was just hit open mics and went on a Instagram whiz to try to find who was popping on the live shows. And
It's nice that you can do that nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I wonder how we, like, if it was 10 years earlier, how we would ever come across. Like, because we're both doing music, you know what I mean? I feel like
walking down 8th Ave with posters in our hands.
and CDs, like, dropping them out of the trunk. Yeah. So, like, on that topic of, like, live shows and performing, do you think it's harder to perform for 10 people or 10,000 people?
Bro, it's funny you said that. It doesn't matter to me when it's on stage, like when it's an actual show. Doesn't matter. It's always 10,000 people.
Fuck yeah.
That's a mentality I adapted. I don't know, not too long ago, but it was because I did some shows with like 30 people, and then I did some shows with like 150 people, and then I did one show and it was at like a club and it was maybe 200 people, just under 200 people, and everybody's head was just like just going up and down, and it was like, to me, it was almost like I just blurred and all I could see is like 10,000 people.
Yeah.
So that's just what I imagine, and I think that's important to do. It doesn't matter how many people. Even like when I was here at last year New West Fest, I was the first act. It was still daylight. All the day ones were there for New West, but not really many other people.
Yeah.
Don't matter, man. Just get up there and do your thing you do it.
Set the tone. I'm telling you, slayed. So like, I just wanted to say, like, I'm very impressed. I think you were
appreciate it, man.
Thank you. Off the riff.
Thank you.
Before we so. Yeah, I think that's if we want to keep rocking. I'm gonna check my notes, make sure we can keep this fucking show on the road. You know what? I want to get a little bit of foundation just first. I would definitely mention it all. I feel like most people are probably up to speed, but let's just iron out like your foundation. So you're from Newfoundland originally, born and raised.
I was born in Yellowknife.
Yellowknife. Okay.
Yeah, I drove to Newfoundland with my family at the age of 3. Stayed there until I was 18. I guess until I was 20. And then moved around a little bit. Toronto, Victoria for a little bit, and then to Calgary.
Damn, so you're like Canadian. You've been like...
Canadian as fuck, man. Yeah. You ain't never met somebody white as me.
Damn. So you're born in Yukon?
No, Yellowknife. Northwest Territories. Yeah. But definitely a Newfoundlander, man.
I have family in
Hay River. Okay. See, I'm not familiar with a lot of the Bay of Newfoundland, and I credit...
No, this is Northwest Territories.
Okay, so there you go.
But I was just trying to make up for the fact that I confused
or Yellowknife. I'm not very familiar with that either. But yeah, definitely from Newfoundland, man.
Same.
That's where my roots are from. My family is from Ontario and Newfoundland. Inland Newfoundland, Grand Falls, Windsor. Went to school in Gander. Boltwood, I was a young kid at. Shout out all my Boltwood fan back there.
So you said you were doing ciphers and shit with the homies like in like 4th grade.
Yeah.
So
man.
how did you what is like your musical roots? Like what was like the first like CD you bought with your own money or like?
Man, my first memory of like really being attracted to a hip hop or a rap song is with my brother and sister in the car when my mom got out to run into the store or something. They just bumped some D12. I think it was Shake That. Da-da-da-da, just in the back seat. Mom gets in the car. She's like, "What the fuck are you listening?" Not even. She didn't even really care that much, but it was definitely something that was between siblings.
Yeah.
And then I got my hand on my brother's old SD card. You know, they used to put in your phone. He had his playlist downloaded to it. And Hood Mentality. You know, I want to say the Hood Mentality. And
do you want to play one of these songs right now?
Hood Mentality? Hood Mentality is dope.
One of these are like OG songs. Like, if you want to go there, like we can insert songs into the shows and like the viewers will get to listen to them.
Yeah.
If at any moment you're like, you know what, we got to play that.
All right.
Just, that's like, we'll talk about lots of songs. So, you were into some like real rap music. Like
I guess. I mean, my brother, I definitely remember a lot of D12 when I was a young kid. Eminem and stuff, of course. Eminem was probably my first, and I was gonna say my biggest up until Russ started popping off. Russ is definitely my biggest inspiration as an artist, but we'll get to that a little later. Maybe that's a whole other thing. But yeah, the biggest influence is definitely my brother. I mean, my sister she's a singer. She can still sing. But no real like musical roots within the family. I don't really play instruments. Just kind of took to rap, man. I don't know what it is.
But it was like thing like you and the boys did like growing up.
So I moved across the tracks in Grand Falls. For anybody who's listening, they know what I mean. Go to the other side of the tracks and you meet up with your boys. You start rapping on your skidoos on the fucking.
Fuck, I want
to, you know.
That sounds awesome. Like I wish I could be there.
That's just what it did. My boy Jay Samps, he was my best friend at the time. Still always going to be one of my best friends. I don't know what the inspiration for him either. Again, no real like musical family roots or anything, but just started bumping some Ice Cube instrumentals and just rapping all the time. We had this app on our phone that had like 5 instrumentals, and you just pick one instrumental and it would record you, and we just pass the phone back and forth and just start rapping verses every time we see each other, because we both had the apps, right? So we both be writing verses to all these beats. We'd meet up and just like throw the verses together.
Yeah. Were
So
you
it was
recording this?
yeah on our little phone,
phone,
right?
yeah.
Whatever it was, or a fucking LG Room or 2 at the time. So
This is pre-smartphone days.
oh yeah, no, ain't nobody even have an iPhone at this
And you were
point.
recording.
Well, I'm from Newfoundland, so everything is 10 years behind back there.
Yeah, but you're making demos.
Yeah, man, we
Like
had
phone
our
demos, like, you know what I mean? They sound like they're
Blackberries.
like,
We had our little Blackberry bolds
okay.
and
So
stuff.
it was smart. It was smartphone era.
Yeah.
Like iPhone was out.
Yeah, we were kids, right? We were
Yeah.
grade 6 and 7, so
Yeah.
we were only like just getting cell phones at that time.
But still, the fact that you guys are making like prison tunes on like you're fucking at like what
Totally.
12 years old, like,
Yeah.
to 14 years old maybe.
And I don't know what it was, man. We just kind of started a group together, like most people do. You know,
High school?
let's start a band
Yeah.
type thing. And
When was your first show? When
my
you get into
first
that?
show,
Or, so that was your like recording. Like, did you get into recording, like making songs first or performing?
definitely like basement recordings first.
Sick.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Trying to figure it out, like a sock over a microphone.
Yeah. Stealing my buddy's mom's pantyhose and wrapping it around a wire coat hanger.
Yeah.
Whatever worked, man. That was definitely first. Started recording around 12, I would say, 12, 13. And the first show, I want to say the first show was in... Shit, I don't even know. I've performed at like some pit parties, like grad tear parties, we called it. Yeah, I don't even know my first show, man.
Just like freestyling at parties and like
yeah,
battle rapping kind of almost, right? Like
yeah, because I want to say we started releasing these videos first, and then we just had shows locally.
so you're making music videos first.
Yeah.
So the basement recordings, you guys are making music videos.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
like
yeah.
bumming out like
Yeah.
homemade videos in high
Yeah.
school. Sick.
Absolutely.
So tight. I used
Yeah.
to do the same thing. I was in a band. So
Yeah, and our buddy Lucas Hillier, he's still doing great with it now. He just, I don't know what it was. He just picked up a camera and started doing the video editing.
Nice.
And he did all of our video editing, and he just absolutely killed it. So I think that was a big thing that helped broadcast us and kind of gave the impression that we were taking it all very serious, because Hillier was just doing that for free. And a lot of the times Jay Samps would own the beat. He produced the beat, and then at that point it was 100% original content.
Yeah.
You know, so when people see that, a bunch of young kids putting out like professional style videos, I mean, you know, so it was, that definitely helped. And then I think that led quickly to our first show in Grand Falls at the Arts and Culture Center. We had Nasty. He's a rapper from Newfoundland. He's doing very well for himself, and he's doing good in the music too. We got Quake Matthews down. I don't know if you know Quake Matthews. He's from Nova Scotia, I'm pretty sure. Him and Classify were tight. So we got Quake Matthews down at the Arts and Culture Center. I went out there and opened it up. I'm pretty sure I was one of the first acts, and you know how it goes.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was it. When I experienced that, man, when I walked out on stage and there was like 150 of my friends, right? People who I knew, all familiar faces, all just stacked in these seats. And it just was so natural. I just went out there and fucking rapped, man.
Yeah, man. It's a magic feeling.
Yeah.
I wish everybody could know what you're, but if you don't perform, I feel like some people don't want to, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like you can't explain what that feeling is like. And especially
No.
when you're talking about, it's like, it was like, I don't know, a lot of these, it's like 50 people, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
But there's still such, like a rush isn't even the
A
right
DJ
word.
is
It's
a
fucking
similar,
magic.
is similar, right? And in like the most important thing I would say, anyways, is that you control the energy levels. Like I was saying with that show, and everybody's head was just going like this, and I was just so zoned out from everything because I was so in the zone. I guess I don't know. It was just such a it was a flow moment, is what it was. I was just in a flow state, and to see that level of energy just projected from the speakers and my voice was like, it's like, man, this is unmatched, you know. And it's not, there's no ill intentions about it. Everybody was having a great time, you know. It's something that, like, I don't, like we were saying earlier before we hopped on, it's like, it's not like hey, look at me, look what I can do, look how good I am. It's not about that. It's about, if I'm able to hop up there and ensure that everybody here is entertained and having a good time and the energy is good, then what the hell?
Yeah, you're orchestrating.
I couldn't do anything more than that.
Yeah.
You know, like, I couldn't be any better of a person.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Trying to be the best I can. Yeah.
So, I would like to ask you about, like, your influences then. You told me some of the stuff you started with that, and I mean, it already came up. So at the start, I seen when I was going through your Instagram that you're a fan of, like, the "It's All in Your Head" book.
Yeah, big time.
So we should talk about that, because, like, I don't think, dude, I listen to that regularly. Like, I have it as, like, audiobook, and I'll crush it, like, every couple of months.
Wow.
And it's like medicine. I do, like, that book is amazing.
Man,
but the thing is, I don't know if everybody can understand it because of he's such a figure. You know what I mean? He's kind of polarizing to a lot of people. And if you don't, like, listening to that book and sort of, like, I feel like I was a part of that wave that was Russ when he took off.
Yeah,
and, like,
absolutely.
I got to see him when he come to Calgary and just, like, watching him
good
go
for you.
through.
At the Grey Eagle.
Yeah.
Fucking A, man.
Yeah.
I actually, side note, we'll get back.
So we don't have to make it all about Russ, but I'm just
No. Absolutely.
Not a lot of people, not everybody gets it. You know what I mean? So when I seen it on your Instagram that you had the book posted, I was like, fuck yeah. And I actually listened to it today.
Nice.
Pulled it back up.
Awesome,
I've done it like
awesome.
3 or 4 times. I've been through it. And today I was like, yo.
Hey.
Yeah.
I did an install at the Grey Eagle Casino, I think last month or something. And I was walking down the hallway with all the artist posters. I seen Russ and I was like, yo, what the fuck? And it was 2017. So this was back when, like, What They Want just blew up. Like, I started searching Russ. He had like 4 million views on What They Want. And then I was talking to the guy who's at all the shows, and he's like, oh yeah, I remember that show. That was a good show. A lot of ladies like to take their tops off to the songs, apparently. And I'm like, fuck yeah, man. I'm like, how can I book a show here for real?
Oh, dude, the Grey Eagle's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, that show was awesome because it's one of the only places. It's like a hush hush thing, but like I've never got in trouble smoking joints in there. So I'm there. I got a video at the Rush show, me and like a bunch of homies, beer can, big ass doobie, like in the
Nice,
screaming, going buck wild. Everybody in the fucking place knows every word because like So it was back when bundling was a thing, and to get his record sales up, if you bought tickets to the show, it came with a copy of Cherry Hill right when it first came out.
Okay.
So like that, I have like the physical CD. And every ticket came with a physical CD. They mailed it to you after, but it counted as a like a purchase.
Wow.
And so like I hadn't heard any of those songs like from that album, or like it's called There's Really a Wolf,
yeah.
Right? Yeah. Cherry Hill's like the one just one of the songs on it, but yeah. Anyway, so it was like that was the era that we seen him, and it was such like a man because he was I don't know like it was like a wave, and so listening to the book and hearing his mindset, you're like. Yeah, duh.
Yeah.
He's got this, there's like sauce in that book. I think everybody should, if you can. It's not expensive as an audiobook and it's not terribly long. You can crush it. And it's like, if you're anybody that wants to do anything.
I read it all in one day, actually. Yeah, I'm not a big reader at all. Usually, like if I'm really trying to crush a novel, it'll be about a week. But this, not going to lie, there's a lot of blank pages. The novel isn't quite as big as it looks, I think, because I think the pages are thick or something. Whatever he did to make it look a little bigger. Doesn't matter, man.
The audiobook's like an hour and 15.
The value in that content is unmatched. And like you said, it's not music, it's not only music, it's not only anything. It can apply to honestly anything. Like waking up and just making your bed in the morning. He just gives it to you straight. He's like, because that's what you said. He's very polarizing. A lot of situations now are very censored and like sensitized type, but he doesn't give a fuck. He just tells it to you straight.
Yeah, which I personally respect.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We need to hear it.
Obviously, you respect your time, and you obviously are respecting my time as well. So, like, fuck yeah, get into it. But I don't think most people want it like that,
Another thing too is like he's very, very confident, and he just talks a lot about himself. And a lot of people don't like that, especially hip hop fans. You know, hip hop is about the struggle. Hip hop is about where, you know, the hardships, what you've been through to get it through here, not about what you're talking out. And it's like, that's not true, because as soon as anybody makes it in hip hop, it's all about fucking big booty bitches, flat screen TVs, and liquor and stuff. You know, it's like it's about the come up. It's about what you come through. Because this man is like a young guy who fucking loves himself and loves talking shit. He just puts a different spin on it. He puts a modern spin on the old school mentality of hip hop, because he calls everybody out. He calls everything out. And then the biggest thing too, if we're getting on the fucking Russ tangent already, we ain't even started, is everybody sounds, they're like, oh yeah, but all his music sounds the same. It's like, all right, well, he put out like a fucking 1,000 songs.
And there's a ton of good songs.
Yeah.
And if there's like, oh, these all sound the same, like, well, go find the 14 that are completely different that are awesome.
Yeah.
And they're still there.
What pisses me off is the first song I ever heard from Russ on the radio. I listened to Sirius XM a lot.
Okay.
Was Handsomer with the Caitlyn remix there. And the first time I even heard Handsomer, my sister showed it to me, and she's like, oh, what a jam. And I'm like, it's just one of those, like a pop song. I don't know. I don't really like it. He makes way better music, from my opinion. Yeah. Obviously, that was a good song and fucking Billboard type shit.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm almost like a spokesperson for Russ, because everybody's that I talk to that isn't in the whole that genre is like, nah, Russ is like not the move at all.
Yeah, because they can't. There's so much to digest with Russ. That most people don't have the time to.
I know, and then they hear this song "Handsome" and it's like, I know I'm fine, but the money make me handsome, and they're like, that was the worst 45 seconds of my life. I'm like, I'm like, he has 300 other amazing songs that you can go listen to. Like,
even like the way, dude, like Willy Wonka's like one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah.
Old
99.
Like,
Juice and Sauce.
Yeah.
All that shit, man. Oh
dude,
yeah.
So be like seeing that, like, and like watching that, like, kind of as that happened.
Oh
like,
yeah.
When I first found what they want was like under 1 million for sure when I first.
Yeah, I was 4 million when I first seen it,
and it's like 300 now or something retarded. Like,
that was his only song that had over 1 million views that I've seen, anyways. Even Pull the Trigger. I think Pull the Trigger may have had like 1 or 2 mil, maybe.
So, but like the thing that makes him the GOAT in my eyes is he played the fucking record industry like right into his head. He figured it out beforehand and managed to like maneuver right through.
Yeah.
Like when I don't remember what radio show that he went on when he broke it down. Like after like he got his deal through, and he's like, look, nobody comes to the table and says, yeah, here's fucking 50%, just go sell it, everything else is mine. And how he had like such a big enough catalog released independently that he was making $5,000 a month.
Yeah, totally.
Dude, I could fucking cake easy off $5,000 a month and then just make music all day every day.
Right. Yeah.
Life sucks.
That's what he did, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that sounds like such a terrible lifestyle. I don't have a Bentley, but fuck it, that sounds like a fucking way better lifestyle.
You got a Bentley real quick.
Yeah, but just off that, so he had no, like, he never needed nothing, because he was like, you know what I mean, he had that, like, he had such a pillow from this huge catalog that he had, that by the time he had a song pop, he didn't even need the song to pop. He was making enough to live off his catalog.
Any of his new fans or existing fans that just listen to his discography, like, just paid him, because a lot of times you hop on somebody's page, you listen to their songs, it's only like 3 songs you like by them. Yeah. You know, a lot of features and different shit.
Features. That's the craziest part too.
All him.
No features.
You play Rust for hours.
And not even to say, like, Rust is almost like a noun now. Like if you say like, I rust this track. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You say like, you're like, oh, you just did it all, like the whole thing by yourself.
Okay, yeah,
right?
Yeah.
So like to have
yeah, I've never heard that before. Actually, that's dope. That's dope.
But if you know what I mean, like it's that much almost like that. Like,
and then
it's that forward in music, but it's not just that. Like no features, no clout.
Yeah, no, nothing.
Me and you here like collaborating like this. Like not that I feel like he ever said he was above shit like that. Just Nobody really fucked with him.
And I honestly think he moved in silence a lot because he posted a picture in like 2017, 2018 maybe with Khalid. This is when Khalid dropped his like Location album. I forget what it's called. I heard like Khalid's album and then Russ's Really a Wolf album. And I was bumping them both at the time. I was like, man, these guys got to make music together. And I don't know if I was dreaming it. I could have been dreaming it. But they posted a picture together with basically like music emojis with arrows saying coming soon. And I think he did a lot of that. I think he just didn't like post everything that he did. Probably met a lot of people, had a lot of important phone calls with a lot of people, and just didn't do much about it. And
But people knew there was a song coming on Friday.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
totally.
Just
And then
Spotify.
his first feature or his first collaboration with somebody is Scott Storch, right on his like drop list there.
But see, like how far into his career was that? He was already like the biggest thing on earth at that point.
I know, but I don't know about you, but Scott Storch is a fucking legend for hip hop producing and beats in general. And for your first collaboration project to be with Scott Storch is just like, all right, what else you got in the bag? Right?
Yeah. We're talking about like holding out.
Yeah,
Right? Like,
yeah. But now he's got a lot, man. I pride him.
Yeah.
His recent album, Chomp 2. I think Chomp 2 is a candidate for Rap Album of the Year.
Really?
It's such a fucking solid album, front to back, multiple times. So many solid features. And I think he was kind of like trying to emulate the Victory Lap album from Nipsey Hussle. Because you know how he's such a big fan, I guess we'll say, for lack of a better word, of Nipsey. And it was kind of had that same mentality. The Victory Lap album is like a front to back listen of just like good rap throughout the whole fucking album. Same with Chomp 2. And it's not his traditional like soft weekly releases stuff. I think he played to a different crowd, which is cool, man.
Spit. People don't give him credit.
No, and that I think he says that in one of his songs or something. But yeah, he's you know, and don't get me wrong, he's not my favorite rapper. Eminem is my favorite rapper.
Yeah.
But Russ is just hands down my favorite artist.
Yeah.
Because he makes me produce, mastered,
He's about it, like,
fucking
you know what I
all
mean?
these things.
He's
He
like-
just branded himself, obviously with a little help, but that's artistry, man. That's fucking
he's got it
artistry.
figured out. Like he hit the nail on that.
Yeah.
With that whole project. Like I fucking love Russ.
Yeah,
But
same.
we got on the Russ tangent. I feel like we should touch. So you said Eminem's like your favorite rapper, like all time. That's the all time legend, hands down. Eminem.
Yeah, and then Mac Miller.
Fuck yeah.
Eminem and Mac Miller. Eminem just for his like, I don't know. I think I was really angry as a kid, so it just kind of like resonated with
feel like
Eminem.
Our generation, though, also there's no one that from our like age group that doesn't know at least 3 Eminem songs every single word.
Yeah,
Every person.
Yeah.
Whether you like Eminem or not, you know at least 3 songs every word.
Yeah.
Tell me another artist where that's true. You might know the songs, but know every word, like how people know every word to Eminem
Drake.
songs.
Drake, maybe.
Do you actually know every
Not
word
me,
to Heart
I'm
I'm
good.
Playing?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Eminem was like it's just so unescapable. I don't think there's been another artist. And you know, like I don't. Do you think Eminem gets like? You think he's like overrated or underrated? Current day.
Current date? I haven't listened to one of his albums since like Recovery.
I didn't mean like new music coming out. I mean just like, do you think people give him his flowers?
I think yes, but most people are like, I don't know, he gets hated, but it's like everybody knows that he's the best. They just don't want to say it. They're like, I don't know. For the most part, everybody I speak with is like Eminem is hands down the best or one of the best. One of the most common things, oddly enough, is he's the best white rapper to ever live. I mean, like, sure, I guess.
Did you see the Rolling Stone top 100 rap albums?
No.
Do you want to get mad?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is relevant news.
I mean, I don't know. I don't even think you can put like a white rapper or whatever, but I think he gets his flowers, man. everybody, like you said, everybody that our age or our generation knows at least 3 songs. Find me any person within a fucking 1,000 miles who doesn't know Eminem.
Exactly. The whole song. Okay, ready? So this is Rolling Stone. They released
Greatest
200
hip-hop albums, okay?
of all time. Let's scroll through this list. Well, we're at the bottom of the list. We should do like top 10 or something. But you're going to be like, you know what? I'm just going to start at number 1 and we're going to go down because this is Rolling Stone.
All right.
Pretty reputable.
Yeah, yeah.
First, yeah. Number 1 is...
Oh my God, I don't even want to see it. No.
Oh, what? This is only... You're going to make me actually
I'm like,
blow
what?
it through. Oh, wait, what?
Is there a filter? Can you...
Yeah, I think. Right.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Yeah, it'll load. Top 20. Okay, we'll do the top 20. Just to see. 50. Top 20. All right. Dirty Sprite 2. Not a terrible album. Look at them. We gotta go to number 1 just to see what order. All right, number 1. Ready to Die. Not a bad contender for number 1. Not super angry about that. I don't think it's correct. I'd put All Eyes on Me above personally. Just that kind of guy. But yeah. Outcast. I don't know what songs are on this album.
Yeah, I mean, the Blueprint, yeah.
Blueprint has to be.
But again, it's like, that must have been iconic at its time because name 3 songs from the Blueprint. I can't.
True. Do you like Jay-Z though?
I love Jay-Z.
Are you an East Coast rap guy? Like,
I don't know if I would say that. I never really took to Jay-Z's music because he's not like melodic and stuff. His flow was very choppy, and I was more like a melody person, wouldn't exactly listen to the lyrics, so it didn't really take to it. But a lot of his music is written in stone for me, for sure.
I couldn't tell you the original Blueprint either. That's a fucking crazy album. People give it to that too, but there was like, to be honest with you, I heard about this on a podcast and people were saying like, dude, like All Eyes on Me is like 29.
Oh wow, okay.
You put that like, dude, where the fuck is The Chronic?
Mm.
You know what I mean? That's a top 5 album for hip hop. You mean Doggy Style? Where the fuck is Doggy Style?
Right,
Doggy Style should be in the top 10. There it is.
Yeah.
The Chronic, but still 13. Like, you're telling me I won't argue any of these.
And I mean, that's a tough list to make because what's your rubric? What classifies it as the best? Are you looking at sales? Are you looking at critics' reply?
Like cultural impact.
Mhm.
Dude, I don't even know what this is. Do you know what this is?
No, never.
I've never seen
that.
this either. Oh, what? Really? It's Pusha T.
Okay.
Okay, 1992.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
Oh yeah,
Cardi
Cardi B. Yeah.
16. I'm
Like
not.
Yeezus? No, I don't think so.
I'm Dillon should be up there. See some DMX. Like, there you go. Marshall Mathers LP at
First
25.
one.
Look
Yeah.
at these, what they're saying is better. Like, and Illmatic should be top 3. I'm not a super Nas guy. I've never, like, I didn't grow up with that. So, like, I respect it when I listen to it. But, and I can get into it, but I just don't feel like I have, like, the nostalgia or, like, the member berries for, like, that kind of hip hop. I also just have to preface anything about music. I have like a bias where I like new music. I like to stay like I want like that's a deep cut. That song is 5,000. Like, I love stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the people that I'm listening to are influenced by those people. So even if I didn't hear those songs, they somewhat live through the artists that make the modern music today. And there's just not enough time in a day for me to digest the old music and the new music.
Yeah.
So like but the stuff that I grew up with that was around me that I have like those like nostalgic feelings. That stuff I still go back to. But I have a really tough time digging through like old music. Like I'll go to like wonder what this sounds like, or what is this era like, or see a live
Or if
show.
I recently listened to a few of Ice Cube's albums front to back.
Yeah.
Listened to the Doggy Dog album, Lottie Dottie.
Yeah.
Listen to that front to back. But yeah, that's a really good point. I noticed that when I first really dove into Spotify, it kind of brought me back into the music scene because I kind of fell off a little bit there after, Mac Miller died and X died, and it was just like, man, this I don't even know. I don't even like listening to any of this. Everybody's just gonna die. Fuck, I don't even want to be a rapper anymore. I'm gonna fucking just die.
Were you into Juice? Is that one?
Not really. No, I like him a lot. I think he was a very, very talented rapper and artist. I like him a lot. Just not really big into his music, but yeah, back to the whole new music, old music thing. I've never heard anybody say it that well for me to digest it like that, because I'm not educated on old music at all. Like I talked to my boss right now about like 90s rap, and yeah, I just don't know any of it.
Too, and I feel like I catch a lot of shit for it because most people you talk to,
but like, show me any fucking young or new rapper or new music and stuff that's popping off now. Like, I got like 4,000 songs on my Spotify.
Yeah.
Like half of those, 90% of people never heard before.
Yeah.
It's because I like new music. I like going down rabbit holes of who's who and where's where and what's what and all these things. Yeah. For me to listen to like Snoop and Ice Cube album front to back is more so of just like it's interesting. It's cool for me to hear and appreciate where the music come from that we listen to now.
Yeah.
All the references and samples and just the initial inspirations. So
the only metaphor I can come up with, it's like, it's cool to go see like a Shakespearean play, but I still want to go watch Marvel movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like Shakespeare's cool.
Yeah.
But I also think,
but when you sit down
Marvel
and watch a movie,
like, yeah. Right? So the same way. And it's not a diss, I'm not docking it at all, but like,
no,
you're just the only person I've really connected with that on like being like really into digging through crates, finding new music, and like, undiscovered things.
People say, oh, I'd like rap back when it was like this, or all rap today sucks. And it's like,
go find it.
There's more good rap now than ever.
Yeah.
There's more artists now than ever. There's more good music now than ever. Granted, we've got like 5 billion more people than ever.
Yeah.
And the technological services to facilitate this with ease for the general public. But if you're a fan of music, or so you say to be, for you to say that all new rap is shit, or all new rock is shit, or all new this is shit, it's like, no, you're close-minded. You're stuck in the fucking ways of how it initially was. It's expanded. I understand if you only like live instruments and you like the raw sounding recordings, you don't like the amplified stuff that's done on the computer and all that shit, but like, come on. You can still find live videos too. Like, there's more music now than ever. Get head of the ass.
You don't find it as much with musicians, because I feel like musicians are the type of people that are into finding, like, they respect the craft, and they're in like the same way as like not everyone that likes football watches college football. Some people watch high school football. You know what I mean? Because they're that into football, right? Like, so they're like, kind of lost what I was going. I'm trying to say.
New music, old music, relating.
I took a dab like 30 seconds ago. Like re-upped, and it just all kind of hit me during that sentence. It's kind of embarrassing. But we were talking about old music. I had a fucking point, but I
was talking about rock music and the computer, about how if you're not open to the fact that there's more good music now than ever, then you're just stuck in the ways of how old music used to be.
I found it.
Nice.
Found it. Fuck you, marijuana. I found it. Okay, so like I notice, and it kind of makes me sad out of people that are like music fans, is that like most of the people I look around at, like coworkers, family members, and like look at the music they listen to, it's like always what they listened to in high school. Like so many people like find their thing in high school, like and that's the music they rock for the rest of their life. And maybe like not 100% of their music, but like 80% of what they consume is the same music they listen to when they're in high school. Go to any like 40 plus bar, and and they're playing all the same music they were playing at the bar in the 80s.
Yeah.
Still today.
Totally. And that's not just music. That's like a psychological thing that we have for nostalgia. Like anything that's nostalgic, it's not just music. You'll find like, it's, I want to say more so for like your favorite things, the things that you really miss when you were a kid, whether that be like relationships or could be something that you were lacking as a kid. That's why daddy issues are such a thing. And I think it's because it's a psychological factor with the nostalgia effect that we have, because that's when we were most susceptible to these sensations or whatever it was. So you start listening to music at, I don't know, fucking 10, probably younger than that, but actually digesting music and putting on your own. And then over the next 10 years, you listen to this group of music. That's why that's not only your age of development, but you're most susceptible to the whole world. So as you grow older and things just become a little bit more dull, you listen to that music that brings you back to this time when you're this height.
That's it right there.
Yeah.
You know, I never felt that far through that thought, but that's the ticket right there.
Yeah, and that's for a lot of
back
things.
in that headspace. And that's like one of the things I like the most about the songs.
Yeah.
Like, geez, like Russ songs, dude. Like I remember where I was when those Russ songs.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I have like playlists and they hit me like, dude, some of them tracks is just like, fuck, like years of those Russ lines. I'm like, but another one for that is like Mac Miller. Like, dude, I got to see Mac Miller when I was like 15, 16.
Wow.
At Flame Central back before like Palace Theater now.
Okay.
It used to be called Flame Central. And they played all the hockey games and have stuff there. And I was at like a CPU like pizza place, and they used to have the Fast Forward. You ever hear that? It was like the local Calgary free newspaper. There was like the Metro, which was like the corporate one that was made like that. But there was like Fast Forward, which was like the like sort of like grassroots like indie newspaper or like what's happening. And they had one on the table, and in the back it was like the poster for Mac Miller coming. And my one boy's like, "Oh, this Mac Miller guy's," and mind you, I was in like a heavy metal band, and like I was like Slipknot is like my favorite band of all time.
Wow,
like
wow.
I was like, I had just discovered Slipknot at that age, and like so I was like I was into rap music. I always, like I said, like Eminem was one of the first CDs I bought for myself back in the day, but like I was very much like a heavy metal kid. And it's like, oh, go see this Mac Miller guy. He's really dope. And I was like, oh yeah, that seems cool. Like we'll go. It was an all ages concert, so we're like, fuck yeah. And like it was right when the encore for the show was Loud from the Macadelic album.
Yeah.
So like Blue Slide Park had just went #1. Donald Trump was like the biggest song on the fucking radio. He was like Mac Miller on Cloud 9 net. Like I had heard of him from the back of a newspaper.
Wow.
And it was like 2 weeks later, a week later or something, that we went to this concert. And like, man, and like just it was cool at the time, but I was like, wow, that was a cool concert. And like I love concerts. Like, live music is my favorite thing in the fucking, like, it's just like, I love live music. I get the thing. Not even just performing, like, I love live music.
I've never been to a concert. I've never been to any show. Actually, I went to one. I went to Girl Plavel, who I also met on stage. She had a show. Pretty sure that was the only artist show I've ever went to that wasn't.
You're performing.
Yeah.
No way.
Ever.
To, like,
I don't know.
like...
I'm from Newfoundland, man. That shit don't happen.
Not at all. But they have like, what's the thing they do in Newfoundland where they like pour the big ass pad concrete? Don't they do like? So I worked with a chick that was like telling me these Newfoundland parties where they have. She showed me videos where they have like a festival, it's not carnival or whatever, but they just pour a big ass slab of concrete and everybody comes and does burnouts and like burns tires and shit. It does like thing. It seemed like festival. This might be a different cultured East Coast thing. This is Canadian racism at its finest. So I'm sorry for like
on a little Honda Civic hatchbacks,
But really, so even like being in all the cities you've been in Calgary, like does it appeal you to be like an audience member, like in the big thing? Have you seen any like
totally
powerful shows, or like do you watch live show videos? That's really interesting that you're like, as a performer, I feel like you're just like.
I just last summer, because I was doing so many shows here, I watched I think it was Russ's show, could have been a couple others, to just kind of see how they came out and see how the energy took off and all of that. But no, I watched like live studio recordings, live studio sessions, live ciphers and all that. But I don't know. Just never really didn't have a lot of money growing up, so it was kind of there was the local annual festival that would have, 1 year they had Kiss, and another year they had Akon. Didn't I don't know, just I mean, maybe I went to a couple shows,
But
that
nothing.
I don't really know.
You've never
But,
had like a
no
big spectacular moment.
actual concert or like festival or anything.
I want to take you to a concert one time. Once I'm
Man,
picked up,
yeah.
I'm gonna buy you a dope concert ticket. I don't know what the right thing to pick would be, but at some point we're gonna go. I'm gonna just hit you up. I'm like, yo, I got us tickets.
Let's go. Yeah.
Because we'll find something dope. Are you open to like any kind of music, just like any kind of like experience of like a live show, or would you like prefer like a hip hop sort of thing to go to?
No, I'm down for whatever. I want to go to Shambhala. I want to go to Chasing Summer this year.
Do it. I love it. Like the live music's my favorite thing.
Maybe hit a few stages during Stampede. I don't know. Never been to Stampede. Don't know what it's all about.
There's a new one this year, so they tore down the Coke stage. So like my
Okay,
first concert, I was 4 years old, and I was like at the Coke stage with my family, and like I used to go to concerts when I was like a little kid. Dude, like live music's been like my only hobby since I was 15.
Explains the DJ passion, right?
Yeah.
It's the DJ is just exactly that, man. That's a performance in itself.
I love the environment. I can get all crazy hippie about it, but just like the energies of like the rooms, people's, but like it's just, I don't know, it's so special to me.
Yeah,
it's something that like it's like lightning in a bottle.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And like I've had so many just like off the wall experiences at like different types of music. Whether it be like heavy metal concerts or rap concerts I've gone to, or like EDM concerts, stuff like that. Like whatever. I love live music.
Yeah.
Sort of stuff like that. So like that just blows my mind as a performer and like as a musician, that now that you're here, like I can see like it's not that, but it's just as someone who's so obsessed with it, and most people are going to shows and meeting people, and you know what I mean, like going. So I feel like that's you're the only person I ever heard of that's like, yeah, no, I don't really fuck with concerts. Like,
yeah, and it's not that I don't fuck with them, because I love the energy and I can't wait to hit up some festivals and stuff, but it's just it wasn't ever really a thing. I don't know. Didn't have any, like I said, just that one annual festival in my town. St. John's obviously had shows all the time, but they were, I don't know, I think like 3 or 4 hours out, so it wasn't really back then. I guess that was a big drive, but I don't know, wasn't really a thing.
Sick, yeah. No,
played a lot of sports, man. A lot of sports and a lot of skateboarding, BMX took up pretty much a lot of my time. Smoking a lot of pot. Yeah, that was pretty much what I did.
What did you play for sports growing up?
Mainly just hockey.
Yeah, you played hockey.
Hopped on a pair of skates at 5 years old, and then played right through. Only played as far as high school hockey, and then haven't really played since.
I feel you. Do you find like it's tough to want to play hockey now because you have to play adult hocky? And adult hockey isn't the same thing as like 17-year-old fucking aggression. And hockey. Like that's the thing. That's why I play frisbee. It's because like I can't play a game that I can get that into. Like I still want to go. Like
I play goalie. Now.
Really?
I did play goalie in ice hockey. Just to clarify,
Okay.
I was a player in ice hockey, but now I play ball hockey and I play goalie just because I can have that same level of intensity, but it's like all internalized. It's just me and the ball.
Like a crazy. I'm always like I couldn't imagine that kind of like emotion, like just like the weight on your chest.
Oh yeah, it's huge, man. I played ice hockey goalie a little bit when I was a kid, only for 1 year, I think. But always played goalie and ball hockey, and always played for fun and always kicked ass. And then we registered in like one competitive tournament, and I let in 1 goal behind the net, and the next goal, which was the go-ahead game-winning goal from like the other end. Pretty sure it was the other goalie who scored on me or something. She shot it down, and they like bumped it. Oh, stupid.
Damn.
Because of that pressure, right? I'm not used to that pressure in a competitive environment.
Yeah.
But when it's just me and my friends in the parking lot, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And ball hockey must have probably it's a different vibe when you play. Adam from the studio here, he also plays on ball hockey.
Nice. Okay, cool. I just play in a drop league. I just joined a couple groups on Facebook, and usually they're always looking for a goalie, and works out.
Sick. Yeah.
How about yourself?
miss
What kind of sports did you play?
I played hockey growing up.
Nice.
That's all I ever played.
Yeah,
I did snowboard and shit too. But like,
Same.
It's just too expensive to fucking. One day I'll get snowboard a lot, but
yeah, I've got 2 boards here.
Yeah. Which tear it up too. I love going snowboarding. I've never had a ton of friends that like to do it either. So
I have, man. It's my favorite thing. Yeah, since like hockey, it was pretty much hockey is going to always be my favorite thing. And then I hopped on a snowboard, and it was like, man, it was just so exhilarating to fly down a mountain and your fucking cheeks flapping in the wind. Like, and yeah, it was awesome. And then dirt bike too. I want to get a dirt bike. I don't actually dirt bike. I only rode a couple times.
Yeah.
Got in a fucking crazy wipeout both times. And so I'm
Get back
the
up
streak
there.
here. Get a fucking 450.
So yeah, only up from here now.
Yeah.
Damn. Okay, we should put this. We've been like actually like jiving here for a minute, which is dope. That's exactly what you want out of a podcast. But
yeah.
I did have like the rubric, so like we should try and pull a little bit back on the rails. And I think we should do like your track. You have a track, one of your own tracks you want to go through? Do you have like a track you want to play? We should put some songs.
Absolutely. We can do one of my own songs. It's the first song that comes to mind whenever anything is popping off it. But my music was written and recorded about 5 years ago during it was kind of before that controversy type thing. I actually heard the song in the dressing room. One of my hockey tournaments. My buddy hit the playlist, and
It's on Spotify?
no, it's on YouTube though. YouTube and SoundCloud, whatever works. Crowns, KOPE Crowns remix. And yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand with what you were saying. That first one there, yeah. The second one is one that I recorded with YYC Hip Hop Daily. I hit them up for one of their freestyles. I like the original better though. The original is definitely the one to play.
Of the freestyle?
Yeah, that one for sure. It just hits the nail on the head for who I am and what I've been through and what my values are, where my music comes from. I heard this song in the dressing room, the Gaming Klein's original. Yeah, got the instrumental, wrote the verse on the drive back home, recorded it that same weekend.
Started with the pot scrubbing, now the soup is down for din. Hard, but he don't stop for nothing, never stooping down again. I've been around the bend, y'all are just an hour in. You wanna count it, go ahead, but you counterfeit. The way my crown fit, you ain't been a part of it. Like my outfit, I lose it in my closet with my conglomerate accomplishments and problems involving a bigger project that probably should be proud of it. That's what my mama said, I guess that's how it is. And now I thought a bit, I'm blessed to bow my head. But I've been doubted and shouted out on just how I did, but made my mama proud with the cap and gown and the hockey stick. But now I'm not convinced the docket was a compliment, but obviously now I'm just rocking it on a document. And if nothing else, it turned me to an optimist. Incompetence, that's not my topic, I'm talking confidence. Not anonymous, a product with hypnoticness. Forgot the common consequence, talked about when you on the shit. So I tell myself, surely it does not exist. The thought of philosophical positives are deposited. My mind is nodding off, minusing that kind of talk. I try to fight it all the time after writing songs. I try to light a bong, always to right my wrongs. If you be finding the same problem, then ride along. Find a dialogue, try to speak a whine and pout. Yeah, I gotta start trying to see what I'm about. What I find the Lord is rightfully, I grind it out. One day I'ma find the route, the reason why I'm writing now I'm out.
That was the only recording I ever did a one take on.
How did you record it?
On, I think it was a USB mic, just in my
Like a
buddy's
Yeti?
bed. USB mic on, it was on FL.
Okay.
On FL, yeah, FL 10 probably.
Oh, yeah.
It
sounds good.
Jay Sam's recorded it, mixed it, mastered it. I said, I don't want anything. I fucking hopped up on there, did a one take, looked down, I was like, that's it. I was like, make that sound good, and that's it.
And it,
That was it.
it's there forever now. You still have it. You know, isn't it crazy how like recordings like that, you hear them, you're like, fuck, like it always puts me back. Like I remember the room, like
Yeah,
he was there
totally.
that day, like just recordings like do that in a weird way, like when you track stuff like.
That's why I like the
Yeah.
podcast, man. And I take a lot of videos and pictures and stuff just because it's like that memory, you know?
Yeah.
We only have so much memory space in our fucking minds. And most times we forget shit all the time. So having these pictures, just seeing this one picture of like somebody or like me sitting in that hallway will bring back this whole environment for me, right? If I were to scan past that picture 5-10 years from now.
Yeah.
If I didn't have that picture, I may never think about it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The thing with
It's hard,
recordings,
even
man.
if you do, sometimes it's hard to remember all the details.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like the memories, they
Yeah.
start to get blurry after a
Yeah,
while.
totally.
And having some HD to just
Yeah.
kind of like fill in, you know what I mean? Keep you sharp.
Yeah. So I like that song a lot, man. I wrote that through, I don't even know what got into me, man. I must have been on some good drugs or something. I don't even know. But yeah, I wrote that verse real quick and recorded it one take. And yeah, it's just like one of those fan favorites. I perform it every time I'm on stage and just never fails.
Nice.
One of those things, you know, as you can hear, it's talk about my mom. I talk about high school. I talk about hockey. I talk about drugs a little bit, how I struggled through that shit. I try to keep that a little bit subliminal. I don't like glorifying it or making people think that it's a good idea to do this in order to fucking rap like this or have this type of story or whatever. But it's a part of my life. It's who I am. It's what I've done. So it is what it is. And that just like that song kind of encapsulates all of that. And yeah, I love it. It's always going to be one of my favorites. My mom and I are actually going to get matching tattoos. The part where it says, I made my mama proud with a cap and gown and a hockey stick. We're going to try to just kind of create like a little visual, you know, like have a hockey stick and a cap and gown and some sort of thing that symbolizes a line in that song.
So,
Yeah,
that's
it's gonna be
special.
cool.
I got a tattoo of him. I only have one tattoo yet
Oh, yeah?
so far. And this tattoo I got
Nice.
little devil is that. So, like, I feel you. It's
There you go.
special. It's
Awesome.
like a South Park reference, but like, I feel you. So that's dope. I can't, it makes me happy to hear shit like
yeah.
that. Like, that's special. Fuck, man. That's, yeah, dude. That song's like, D2. And like, the thing of it, like, just puts you right back. Like, you'll always have that. And like, look, man, this is MF Doom. This ain't there. But if you look like it, man, it does to all these people too. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
still go on. I bet you this thing still gets views. You watch
Oh,
this number,
totally, man. It's still
does.
climbing. What's
like,
it
you
at
don't
now?
know where this fucking, it's at like 8,200, but that's still 8,000 people.
Oh, yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? And like, people are still there. And so one day, when you fucking drop, like, you're what they want.
Yeah,
People be
yeah.
like, yo, like, you don't even know Cope, bro.
Totally.
You gotta know this shit, bro. And then pull
Fucking-
this up.
let's-
Like,
let's-
this would be like your Easy Max shit. You know what I mean? Like, the diehards know about this. Like, yo, I listened to this podcast one time and I
Yeah,
found out
yeah.
about Cope's like fucking.
Type in Cope Wings. See if you
Wings?
can find it. See if you can find it. Oh, man. I remember we dropped this and I'm walking in the trail to go to the skate park.
This?
Yeah. And my buddy's at the end of the trail. He's like, the next station. Cope Wings. Cope Wings. And I'm like, oh, my God. This is the one that took me like 60 fucking takes, man. I could not get that. You can hear it in my voice too. I'm just so tight. It's like that.
This life is a frustration, I'm tired of all the waiting. They say you must be patient, but I grip my teeth and embrace it. Face it, a dream is what I'm chasing. To make it'll be a blessing. This music's in my chest and I guess it's an obsession. When I'm writing, I'm confessing. I wanna be the best and I wanna give out lessons. I wanna be in first, I don't think about second. There's a prize within me, and you don't get to win me. If what I'm doing is wrong, then just send me to the sin bin. I'm always standing strong, you won't ever catch me limping. My money's far from long, but my dream is to be whipping. The green that's on my lawn is the only green I'm snipping. 50-50 game, head and tails will be flipping. And when you're in the air, better hope there's someone there to catch you and your fears of just falling down the stairs. With apples, peaches, plums, I don't fit cause I'm a pear. The skies must be clear, but the clouds are packed in layers.
The crowds are packed in layers. I remember looking back at Jay Sampson being like, did I just do that? Was that the last bar in that verse?
Yeah. This thing. It's like 2 hours long. It's a full ass movie.
Okay, well. No, I didn't even know.
Bro, I cried.
You watched the Justin Bieber docuseries?
Oh, I haven't.
Big fan of Justin Bieber.
Really?
Yeah.
I'd like to.
I think he's a great dude, honestly. I don't give a shit. I get in debates all the time about this.
Bro, he makes good music too. Like
He makes fucking fantastic music, and
not even just like he's tremendously talented.
yeah,
He's a skilled
he was
musician.
one of the most famous people in the world at like
He's
15,
a savant. Like he was a child. Like
and was a bit of a piece of shit for like 5 years. Oh, what do you
all of us?
expect? Right, yeah.
I was
duh.
19
It's just it wasn't globalized and
I
fucking
didn't have $1 million.
fantasized.
I
Yeah,
had $10.
I wasn't able to fucking wrap a Lambo around a tree and walk away.
Yeah. But
So,
yeah.
he's doing really good now. Actually, I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason I brought this Mac Miller documentary up is because if you watch this and you're like a Mac Miller fan, like wherever you caught onto the Mac Miller wave, you'll find it in this documentary. And
Okay.
this documentary's all just made up of YouTube clips. It's just
Wow.
YouTube clips.
Yeah,
where he like
yeah.
made a timeline of like all the stuff Mac Miller's ever put on the internet and found like all the videos of him like when he was a kid and put them at the beginning of the documentary. And, like,
Wow.
just do like a whole timeline of his like some like this dude is just like must just be a huge Mac Miller fan. Because it's like, and you watch it, bro. I straight up cried man tears to this fucking documentary, just sitting there by myself bawling because it's so fucking terribly sad. But I bring this up because when you look at Mac Miller, you can see each era of his life when shit was going on and like where he was at, and you can see like the music that he had at that time. You can hear his art, like see through that, and there's like this timeline, and there's so much of it, for so long, and like I don't fucking know the guy, but that dude means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And like those like memories I made to like that shit. And like I was saying, like I go to tons of concerts now. Concerts are like my favorite thing. And like one of the first big moments of that was like me seeing Mac Miller as a kid, and I had no idea who he was. And he wasn't like, he was just like, oh, this dude Mac Miller I see. And then he became like the Mac Miller that he is to the world. And so I feel like that thing of like with like artists is like how you like, you feel like you're a part of the tribe, like part of the army that is.
Yeah.
And you have to be there to experience that lightning in a bottle thing.
Yeah, and as an artist, if you're very, I want to say vulnerable in your music, and you open up and you give a piece of you in every song that you make, then as a listener, you're allowing me to enter a part of you, a part of your feelings, a part of your story. And I listen to music all the fucking time. That's why I got this tattoo, because music has been the only constant in my life. Everything comes and goes, but music is always there. Best times, worst times, all the time. Music.
Yeah.
And us creating these memories to these songs kind of lets him enter our life, or whatever. It's that vice versa. So it's like with Juice World. He has like some YouTube content where it's like exactly what we were saying earlier. It's just him kicking it in the van, rolling blunts, doing whatever he's doing. Walks inside his house. He's just like literally living, and there's a camera. And being that vulnerable and subjecting that much of yourself to the world kind of lets us get to know you. And to say that you mean a lot to us is just a part of it all, man. And that's kind of the goal with music. If anybody listening to my music can get something from it the way that I got from listening to other people's music, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If anybody could get something from my music the way that I got from other people's music, then that's success.
You did your job.
Get a little deep on that one. Can you speak?
Yeah. It's magic. Like as close as you can get to.
Yeah,
like,
man.
Talking about like actual magic.
Yeah. I find for the most part I'm pretty private, and my music. Another thing too, man, is as an artist, as a rapper, as a writer, I write things in my songs that I would never have addressed, via conversation or whatever. But when I write these songs, how I write this song is kind of how I'm feeling. Obviously, there's sometimes you can play a bit of a character role.
There's hyperbole.
You can tell a story. You can kind of put yourself in character. That's a part of being an artist. But when you're vulnerable and you're real, and like I said, you're giving a piece of you in every song, then it's therapeutic for yourself and therapeutic for others too, because a lot of people can relate to that.
Yeah.
You just become homies, man.
Yeah. Through
Become homies.
like just through fucking sound waves.
Yeah, totally.
Right? And it's not even just like you and the artist. It's like, oh, you fuck with like me and you, or like
Yeah.
Russ.
Totally.
Boom,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
like you just like you get it. I don't even have to say more.
Isn't that so crazy how you can just create such a bond with somebody just from audio waves? You never seen the person. People probably never even been to their favorite artist concerts. But then as soon as two people find out that they like Kenny Rogers, they're just like, oh, goddamn, Kenny Rogers.
Yeah, you know.
We're friends now too. Like, how crazy is that? The influence that you can have on that and the relationships that you can inspire is just insane, man.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
All right, homie. Well, we should get to like wrapping it. I'm gonna check if we have anything left, but I think the only thing left on the itinerary here is like just talk about what projects you got going on right now. Like, what's the cope of 2022 look like? What's the fucking?
I was actually just thinking about that when you mentioned you like seeing the evolution of an artist. I just recorded an EP last year with a buddy who I just met through Instagram. All his beats, all 100% original content. But I would just like, I just kind of like got cold feet about it. And I'm like, maybe I'll just post it on SoundCloud or just something where it's like not on my Spotify, because I want my Spotify to be like legit, right? My first Spotify post, because I don't have anything on Spotify, I never did. I want it to be like top notch, the best. And then my buddy's like, what do you mean? Some of the best experiences I've had on Spotify is when I go and hear an artist's new hit single and go back through his catalog and see something from 10 years ago that you can just witness the evolution of it. So that's kind of where I'm at. I've got a 6-song EP called Elevate. You may have seen it on my Instagram. It's probably still my Instagram bio. I don't know. EP is called Elevate. It's honestly really good. I like it a lot. It tells a lot of good stories. I got some music videos planned in it, and it was a lot of fun. So I'll probably just randomly slam drop that one day. Yeah, spit.
So you gotta do
There you go.
Get out there.
Whatever. Because you get overthinking it, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I didn't do marketing for this. I didn't do this, didn't do that. How am I going to post it? If I'm trying to be professional, I have a fucking marketing agency working for me. What do you mean?
Yeah.
But fuck all that, man. Just do it.
That's exactly why I started this podcast. Like, look, this isn't, I don't have switchers. We don't have, like, this isn't the highest production podcast, but we got to start somewhere. Start making them now.
Yeah.
So when we do our 14th podcast together, I bet it'll be a lot doper than this.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
But for now.
I'll have that EP dropped. I'll have lots more live shows. And yeah, that's kind of where my head's at, man. I've been writing a lot. Kind of where I'm thinking is just still writing, as long as I'm able to link up with a producer or a studio and have content that's ready to go. I'm ready to go. My issue right now is I don't want to release these songs to beats that I don't own.
Yep.
Because I feel like then it's released and I can put a different beat on it, but it's just not the same. I write my verses to the music.
We should talk about it. I can help you out.
Yeah. So, if you could kind of like make a beat that sounds like it. We could talk about that.
Yeah, no, I'm scratch.
So that's where I'm at, man. I'm still gonna focus on the live shows because that's what I do best. And with all of my songs, like I could do an hour-long set, but I'm not ready to actually studio record and release that shit because there's a lot to that. And like I said earlier, I'm not really very comfortable in the booth. Usually takes me a bit. I don't know. It's been a while. Lately, I've been feeling like I could step up in the booth and fucking rip it how I always sound. But live shows is just something I do naturally, and I can do comfortably with the material that I have. So that's my plan, man. Gonna keep bumping all summer. Can't wait for this show on August 6th, and just keep going from there, man.
Oh yeah, well, I'll see you definitely for sure. Hope to see everybody that's watching this at August 6th.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming out and do this.
Absolutely.
These are fucking dope. I can't
Appreciate
wait till
it,
we
man.
get these and fucking people have. Once we get falling, we'll have a whole ass studio. We'll have a booth lined up. You can go in there. You can freestyle.
Oh,
we can
yeah,
run back
yeah.
and forth. We'll have the whole squad in here.
have
Yeah,
all that on
for now.
podcast. We'll have a live podcast of some movies.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Peace out. Thank you.
Later.
Everybody.
Thanks again.
Follow
folks.
Cope. Where can people find you on the internet? We didn't plug. I'm going to have to edit this part and put it at the beginning for where you're like, yo, find me at.
Find me at on Instagram at kope.xo, KOPE.xo. And that's where you find me, and that's where you stay in touch.
SoundCloud? You got tunes on SoundCloud?
I got SoundCloud. You can find me Cope, KOPE. You can find me on YouTube with Cope. But I do like my Instagram. You can find me on TikTok. I think my TikTok is kope.xo or copacetic.
That beat you showed me at the beginning? You should put that out as a TikTok.
Oh, man, I'm about to leave here and fucking bump it and work on the rest of the verse. That's it.
All right.
Alrighty, cheers.
Thanks,
Thanks for listening. Thanks for having me, New West.